You know exactly what you have to do to change your mediocre life. It's no secret to anyone that to become part of the 1% of men financially, physically, and mentally, you're going to have to sacrifice and to do the hard work. However, you are there, lying on your bed watching reels, waiting to find something that motivates you, a phrase that will change your life, a sign to take the first step. But you and I know that this way you will never discover your full potential. Do you think David Goggins had motivation to go running every day when he was overweight? His purpose was stronger than the urge to stay at home eating garbage. He hated his job so much, and that feeling of cockroaches crawling up his neck. He went from being an obese man with no future to a Navy SEAL. That was motivation enough, and I know that you at least have one reason to hold on to as well. Motivation doesn't always come from a positive emotion. I know most men think they have to create the perfect environment for everything to go as planned, that they must wait to overcome their anxiety, depression, family, and financial problems, so that when they finally solve them, then they can start to change their damn lives. But understand this, every time you skip a workout because you felt too depressed, you're sinking even deeper into that depression. Are you not doing what you should because you're sad? Or are you sad because you're not doing what you're supposed to do that day, at that time? You promised yourself that this would be your year, and you fail your word over and over again. Stop believing that the fact your life isn't what you expected is because of your mood. It's quite the opposite. That stress or anxiety you feel is a completely natural alert, because your mind knows you should be doing the work, but you're not. And the only way I know to calm that voice in my head is by being disciplined, because I know motivation doesn't come before a workout, but during the workout. When you do the first set in the gym, or when you start the first paragraph of that task. It doesn't come before, almost never does. Motivation is a reward for those who start the work unwillingly, so embrace all that darkness in your mind, all the bad you like to change, and turn it into the opposite with the sweat of your brow. Pressure yourself. Sometimes we're unable to take action because we don't have enough pressure. We have a roof over our heads, good food, internet, entertainment. Our minds aren't in survival mode because we have everything at our fingertips. And while it may sound incredible, it's not. It's not if we want to be exceptional. I'll give you the example of Cristiano Ronaldo, a successful man with insatiable hunger. And that's because he didn't have another option. Either he became an elite footballer, or he would be doomed to a miserable life. We all know his story. He was born into a large family where money wasn't abundant during his childhood. And even with everything against him, he decided to burn the boats and dedicate his life to football, one of the toughest careers. How likely is it to be successful in football? The dream of every man passionate about this sport since they were kids, and very few achieve it. That's the kind of hunger you need. And if you're not able to find it in your comfort zone, it's time to force yourself out of there. Put yourself in extreme situations. Limit the entertainment, junk food, the comforts you have at your parents' house. For example, I limit the times I go out with friends to once every 2 weeks or more. I don't spend on branded clothes or restaurants, even though I have the time and money to do so. And of course, I would love to do it, but I know it's not the right time yet because I need to maintain that hunger to keep growing. I try to delay gratification as much as possible, not give myself a reward without first completing a difficult task, like going to the gym for 5 days and rewarding myself with ice cream or something I like, but not before. Don't give yourself the reward without first doing something truly challenging, something worthwhile. Be grateful. This is something that has completely changed my mindset. I used to wake up every day complaining because I had to go to the gym thinking, now I have to walk there, train for 2 hours, and then walk back. What a hassle. I'd rather stay home. And many times I didn't even go. Or when I did go, it was out of obligation because I had already paid the membership fee. But one day I injured my ankle and couldn't train for 2 months. And there I was, trying to figure out how to train at home with 2 dumbbells because I couldn't even put weight on my injured foot. What I'm getting at with all this is that many times we don't appreciate the opportunities we have in front of us until they're taken away from us. I used to complain about going to the gym, but I didn't appreciate the fact that I could go. And when I was prohibited from going, I couldn't wait to heal and return. So brother, instead of complaining about all the things you have to do, be grateful for the opportunity to do them. Let's say you have a job and you complain about having to go every day. Well, now imagine if you're fired from that job you hate so much. How would you even pay the bills? Or maybe your mother asks you to help her wash the dishes and you complain. Instead of complaining, be thankful that you have food on your table and your family with you. Whenever you complain about something, turn it around. And imagine that what you've been complaining about disappears from your life completely. Bam. You can never go to train again because you've injured your spine. Would you still be wondering if it's a good idea to go if you're feeling depressed? Or would you wish to go back in time when you could go and enjoy every workout? We go through the world blinded, believing that true happiness lies in the ultimate goal, in mansions and cars, but we don't appreciate our health and the fact that we're alive because we take it for granted. I'm telling you this to open your eyes and not to leave things for tomorrow. Imagine yourself in worst case scenario and get enough motivation to do the hard work. The 3-second rule. And this is the simplest and most effective technique. I heard about it some time ago and it makes a lot of sense. You see, our brain is programmed to save the maximum amount of energy. In other words, to make us lazy. I guess it's a matter of survival. It wants to store your energy, your resources, in case you need that energy later. But you're not in that era anymore. No mammoth is gonna attack us. In these times, saving energy means lying on our couch for 8 hours while watching Netflix and eating fried foods. And paradoxically, doing less and less doesn't give us more energy during the week, but weakens us. I'm more productive on the days when I train than on the days when I do nothing. When I'm more productive, I feel like time passes more slowly. I do in 1 hour what I do in 2, and that's for a simple reason. There are no distractions. I enter a state of deep work. Leisure calls for leisure, so on the days you dedicate yourself to watching a series marathon and then try to concentrate, it will almost be impossible for you. But on days you're productive, it's as if your mind focuses more easily. But you'll ask yourself, how do I start a task and avoid leisure? The 3-second rule. Don't give your brain time to think of an excuse. So when you're in your bed debating whether to get up to do that pending work or not, count to 3 and get up and go straight to do that task. Don't think, as I told you. Your brain is programmed to make you lazy. So if your own mind is the enemy, ignore it. 3 seconds and go do what you have to do. The best thing is that when you start the task, you don't want to stop anymore. And the first task of the day will lead you to the next one, like snowball. And when you feel your mind saturated, then take a break. But by that, I don't mean you go to TikTok and scroll for 1 hour to clear your mind. That will have the opposite effect, as your brain will receive so much dopamine that just thinking about returning to the task will make you feel tired. So choose another way to relieve your mind from that pressure. Go for a walk, take a nap, find something truly relaxing, not stimulating. We don't want to put our mind on a dopamine roller coaster and then expect it to focus on the math task. It simply doesn't work like that. If this video helped you, subscribe and hit the like button. See you in the next video.